8 is correct. I need one more. Ms. Woods, you are free to sit anywhere you would like that has a microphone in case we, okay. Now, those are policies. That would be, we can do that during discussion. The public comment is for somebody who's not part of the committee to come in and, like, speaking to the board before
Like if
board
someone
meeting.
wants, okay.
Shit, turns green. Be quiet.
Trying to figure out where to file all this stuff.
Hello, sir.
Hey, how
Good
are
to
you?
see you.
It's good to see you.
So how's the month been?
You know, always around the holidays, it starts to get just new, it's just, they're walking us through it, it's just new,
Yeah.
I don't know if I have questions yet.
So any,
Or is
well,
there a
no, not
plan
about
for
the
the
shack,
part-time?
but any questions which they're gonna go to the same teacher a bunch of times, so.
Yeah,
I hear you.
It's just like, I mean, this is just like overall, the climate is like, we're stressed, and it's just like, you know what, like people saying, oh, I'm gonna go back, like, I can get this, you know, I mean, be a teacher, be comfortable, you know, this
Is the feedback that harsh?
it's not just about feedback, it's just, you got 90 minutes, and science, and you come in the room, and it's just constant.
Distraction.
Feedback is like,
Can they do it virtual, so then it's not an interruption?
No.
Okay, so Russ, we can go ahead and start, okay. Well, good evening, and actually it's beneficial that Dr. Fields was here to do that impromptu Q&A because then we met quorum. Actually, as I was coming back in, I realized we already had quorum with 8 because we've had a resignation. Miss Amanda Waddell is going to be leaving the district. And so she's resigned from the SHAC, so we are at 15, which is still fine. And so 8 would have been quorum, so that's fine, but I'm so happy to see so many of you here this evening. Again, I am Dr. Johnson, the Executive Director for student engagement. And we are going to officially call the meeting to order at 6:22. And I was informed by our illustrious former board president that I need to move the acknowledgement of visitors to be heard. Our public comment needs to follow call to order. We don't have any public comment tonight, but in the future, the agenda will reflect that. So I need to give you a few details about the information I share with you at your tables. You have a copy of the bylaws in draft form for us to review tonight. You have the agenda. You have the minutes from the last meeting for you to review, and we will approve them. And then you have the yellow sheet. If you are not familiar with Robert's Rules of Order, it is a parliamentary procedure that most every organization I am a part of, ever heard of, been in, we follow. And so when you hear the board members say, I'd like to move that, or I'd like to amend, or every now and then you'll hear something like point of order, things like that, when you hear those words that sound very parliamentary, it's because that's what it is. And so there's a particular flow for different things. And so what I did is I made a cheat sheet for you guys. And that's what the yellow sheet is. I wanted it to be nice and bright so that you would be able to call on it when needed. The majority of things that you're going to need are I move to. I move to approve. I move to table. Every now and then, I doubt that we're going to table stuff, and I will also inform you when those things happen if you need some assistance in calling it. If we move something, there has to be, if there's a motion. So you don't motion, you move. I move to. Then there has to be a second. So like if we say, I move to approve, like tonight, I move to approve the officers as listed, the co-chair and secretary. Someone has to second that before you can even have a discussion and vote. Okay, so there's some things about that we'll talk about. And we'll learn. I don't expect you to know all that tonight, but we will learn. I just want you to know it's going to be in your binder. So, I am going to move us into, we have established quorum because of the number of people we have. We've taken roll with the sign-in sheet. So next would be the approval of the agenda for this evening's meeting. Are there any corrections, edits, additions to the agenda that you would like to make for this evening's meeting? Everything is good, ma'am? Question? Oh. It's been moved. Do we have a second?
I will second.
Thank you, Curtis, for seconding. So we will now vote that the agenda be accepted as is with the addition of, or with the edit of, in the future, moving acknowledgement of visitors to be heard directly after call to order. And so being that we don't have officers yet, will those in favor say aye by show of hands? That is a majority, and therefore we have approved the agenda and can move forward. Recognitions of guests, we already did that, kind of. We have our current Board of Trustee, Ms. Suzanne Conoyer. We also have Amber Palmer, who is the administrator for Student and Family Support Services. Last week, you met Monica Garcia, who's the executive director for Student and Family Support Services. Thank you both for being here. So, we went out of order because we've already been met by our superintendent, but I'm thankful. He really wanted to be able to see, he wanted to come last meeting, but they had another meeting. This is just meeting season, and it will be until we get to probably June. There's a regular board meeting tomorrow night. Yeah, it goes for a while. Our budget season is very arduous. And it's very intense. I sat through it the last 3 years. I cannot say that I miss being at all of them. But I do definitely have every trust in our district to make sound decisions. That was just a little plug, shameless plug. So there are also, if you look at item 3, the meeting minutes. What I did, since in lieu of a secretary, I took the transcript from last meeting, because it's all recorded, and I did a summary in minute form, because Copilot is amazing. And so that is the summary of last meeting. For the people who were not here, I wanted to make sure they had all the details. And if you have reviewed that, then we can vote to adopt those minutes. Those of you who were here, were there any, did it miss anything? Because I did review it and added a couple things, but is there anything that we have missed?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Do I need to be on the little microphone?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me okay? So down under 7, where we were talking about the planning of implementation of the big decision for the human sexuality, I know you said it was already approved, but will we get to physically see that before we start voting?
Very good question, and yes. So, well, you will not vote on it. It has already been approved. What we will be doing is making the recommendation that we do the training for the teachers. That's just the board agenda item. So we haven't encumbered those funds yet. So the last SHAC committee was part of the DSBC. We've been part of the DSBC for the last 2 years. So we already had the vote for big decisions. So it's been approved. But we do want you, we are going to bring it back. We plan to bring it back in the January meeting, hopefully, for you to see it. And then we'll discuss the implementation, which will be in middle school through, did we say health? What's wrong?
No, I was going to say,
Mike.
I believe. Oh,
Mike.
oh. I believe, I pushed this button, right?
It's on.
I believe that information is on DSBC from when we were talking about it, where the presentation, it should be uploaded on there for people to review.
Oh, that's very good. So if you would remind me, Amy, action item, I'm saying this for the recording. Action item would be for Dr. Johnson to send you the link to the appropriate meeting so that you can see the presentation for big decisions, human sexuality curriculum. Okay, it should pick it up. So yes, that will be addressed as a budget item to the board for purchasing the training and the materials themselves.
Like, and would we decide, like, is it going to be like girls in one class, boys in one class, intergroup?
No, it's a curriculum that is in a existing course. It's going to, so basically, for everyone's knowledge, it is a 10-lesson curriculum that is not necessary to separate by gender, and it's a drop-in. So Ms. LaTanya Jones is over the health curriculum for middle school, and so she is creating a 2-week window in her scope and sequence. It's literally dropped-in lessons. And so we just have to we have to purchase the material, and we have to get the health, it's one health teacher, no, two health teachers at each of our middle school campuses will be trained. And we've already in the original presentation, we talked about the fees. And so, and Curtis is nodding at me because before he was part of the SHAC, he knows exactly what I'm talking about because his organization created it. So yes.
And I was just going to share, I brought about 5 copies, I think, of a curriculum outline for those 10 lessons. So if anybody is curious about those, then I'm more than happy to share and answer. I'm an accountant, I'm not an educator, right? So, but I am more than happy to answer any questions. I'll take off my Judson SHAC hat and put on my Healthy Futures hat for a minute and then come back, but I'm more than happy to share.
But if I could ask so that we stay on time, we can, when we close, you are more than welcome to descend upon Curtis and ask him every question you have about big decisions. Okay, but that will be that's one of our biggest conversations of the year, is getting it in and started, because this year is mandated. We've been kind of going in circles, but we finally got it, so now we have to implement. So if there are no further discussion on the minutes,
I'll move that we accept the minutes.
can I? Moved by Curtis Rutter. Is it Rutter or Reuter? Reuter, and seconded by Dr. Charlotte Nance. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye by show of hands, and that is majority. Thank you very much. The minutes of the October 30th meeting are approved. Okay, so now a wonderful privilege on my part is to announce we are at agenda item 4, announcement of the new officers. So we do have co-chairs. What we will need to discuss is secretary. But for the office of parent co-chair, Mr. Curtis Reuter was voted. He outvoted the others. Thank you for voting, because by the time we got the vote in and closed, there were 13 responses, so that was much better than the original, like 5. And then I just want you to know, I kept calling Amy. Every time someone voted, it was 2 people, and it would be another tie. I was like, oh my God. So finally, we did get a tiebreaker, and so Mr. Curtis is our parent co-chair. And for our non-parent co-chair, our second primary, is Dr. Van Adamson.
Awesome.
So I just need to hear by consent, do you both agree to be co-chairs of the SHAC committee for Judson ISD?
Sure.
Dr. Van is like, that's not what I thought I signed up for. Okay, so the only other thing we have to do for officers then is to name, elect, appoint a secretary. There were people, this is an error on my part, I put on the survey who would be willing to be a secretary, but I did not collect your names because I wanted to be anonymous. And at the very end, I was like, wait, I don't know who wants to be a secretary. So would you please present yourself if you were willing to be secretary for the SHAC? If you were one of the people who, you asked, you said, I will be the secretary.
Oh, only if,
That was the email that you sent, right?
no, I did not send the
Who
email.
sent the email that said they would serve as
Somebody
No,
sent
that
it.
was president. That was co-chair. Okay. So are you willing, Ms. Kelly, to be the
Yes, but
secretary?
I don't want to take, I don't have good handwriting.
Is there any, you don't have to, you can,
Okay.
you don't have to. Is there anyone
She
else?
said she would.
Oh, yes, Ms. Did you send me an email?
No, I didn't, but I did select, I was willing.
Okay. Well, then it would be between, she says she,
That's fine.
thank you, I couldn't get the word out.
Congratulations.
Okay, well, then we have a secretary, awesome. So then we have
Okay.
officers. That was easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so we have our secretary, we have our co-chairs, and so we now have officers. Thank you very much for participating in the survey. It's very helpful to have people who are willing. I don't like to volunteer and voluntold, but I will. And so we didn't have to do that. Next on the agenda, anything?
Oh, are we going to have the student co-chair?
Oh,
as well?
thank you. My apologies. We are going to institute, and that you will see in the revised version of the bylaws that I shared with you tonight. We have, thank you so much for the suggestion, Mr. Reuter. If and when, now and in the future, we have student representation on the SHAC, we will have a student co-chair. So a co-chair. And that would be Miss Jecka herself, Miss Tamez, will be our student co-chair. And I think it's really important, and honestly, I feel like it's an oversight on my part, because we have the Student Superintendent Advisory Council, that as a SHAC, I don't know that we've thought to have student representation. It's not anywhere really in the state documentation, except that they cannot be co-chair, like the primary co-chairs. So I love the idea of that, because student voice is what we're all about. So it's wonderful. So we have 4 officers for the SHAC. Thank you for reminding me and for suggesting. It was just a really great idea. Miss Amy Stevens, our Health Services Director, is going to give you a quick update on immunizations.
All right, good evening. Just a quick update. In the last 3 years, we've made a significant improvement in our immunizations rates here in Judson. We were like in the 80s, up to maybe 90% 3 years ago. We are definitely above 93 and up to 95% on our state reports that I'll be reporting after Thanksgiving. So with multiple mobile clinics and the nurses and health aides calling parents and sending letters, emails, calls, everything, we've definitely improved our immunization compliance. So that's the latest.
And Ms. Stevens, when do we report on that to the state?
December 12th is the last day to report, but I'll be reporting after Thanksgiving, yes.
I just received a visitor from UT Health at our office about them doing mobile clinics for immunizations. Can I send, who would be best to
You
share?
can email me, that's fine.
Okay.
Yes.
That way, I mean, I don't know if it,
No, I work with University Health a lot, and Santa Rosa.
yeah, okay, awesome.
And
The more the
HEB.
merrier, so.
Yeah,
We have mobile clinic, I have lost the count, and I'm sure Amy doesn't have it either, but when we started in August, from January to August, we had over 30 mobile clinics organized by Ms. Stevens for Judson ISD to get our numbers down. When I came to Judson, I came in '22, and I think in '23, we started working together, and that's when our former health services director had exited. And by the time Amy came in till now, we have just continued to increase our percentages every year with our number of our compliance. So I just, it's spectacular working with her and getting all those things done. Because she has her finger on the pulse of Region 20. So she really does investigate. I think our human resources, I mean, not human, our health services get excellent professional development. She works one-on-one with our district doctor, because we have to have doctor's orders, standing doctor's orders, and she organizes all of that. So I just have to give her flowers, because we're working on telling people those things in the moment. So now, the moment of truth. If you would look at the bylaws, it's short, sweet, and to the point. And when I tell you that we looked at least 10 different school districts' bylaws, to like from Austin to this little place, just not DeSoto, there's another D something, and then Crowley. We looked at Eagle Pass, I looked at Houston, I looked at big districts and small districts, because we wanted to see what other people include in their bylaws. This body is responsible for quite a bit, but I didn't want to get bogged down. We already have policy. The bylaws are operating procedures. How we elect officials or officers for the SHAC, how we, what is our quorum, all those kind of things. And so I wanted to minimize what you had to know about the SHAC, okay? So if there, and we'll go section by section, just kind of broad by the articles. The name and the purpose, we have, a lot of these things are coming directly from the state. So there's really nothing in here that is of our own creation. And so they're kind of things that we cannot take out. But if there are any caveats or specificity that you want involved or included, then we can make notes of that. So this is the Judson Independent School District School Health Advisory Council. In compliance with Texas Education Code 28.004, we must have a SHAC. We have our purpose, our guiding framework. These are from the Texas Department of DSHS. Department of Health, but it's SHS.
School Health.
School Health Services, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There are. And my former boss used to say acronyms are secrets. So you have to know what it means if you use it. So those 10 things listed, notice that it also includes employee wellness. It's not just about students. And that's why it doesn't say Student Health Advisory Council. It's school health. So it's everyone in the district. It incorporates everybody. So some of the things that we might recommend have to do with employees as well. Not and by that, even extending to families and the community. So it's not just students. Membership and composition must be majority parents of students who are currently enrolled in JISD, but not employed by the district. That's a huge caveat. The composition is diverse, no more than 16 voting members. I am the non-voting district liaison, if you did not know. The parent co-chair has to be elected annually. So it's not a position that, so even if he has a 3-year term, to be co-chair, it has to be annual election.
And that, I just want to make sure that that's not a correlate. So it says, and not employed by the district. So if our co-chair is employed by the district, is that a conflict?
Yes. So that's why you have a parent, so a parent who's not employed,
Okay.
and then you can have another you're supposed to have 2 co-chairs.
Okay.
So we could have a chair, but we have always had 2 co-chairs.
Okay.
One who is a parent of a current student, and then someone else.
I just thought you were employed by the district.
No, he does not work for Judson. No, not at all.
That's good. Okay.
Very involved.
I was like, yeah, okay, that's good. I was
No.
just like, wait.
No, I wouldn't have named him.
Okay.
I would not have named him.
Where's Judson stuff?
That's-
Kid goes.
Kid
Yes,
goes to
yes.
Judson.
Okay. Rocket Pride,
That's
Rocket
right,
Pride.
that's right. My days.
Volleyball
I
dad.
apologize.
Now I'm a volleyball.
Currently volleyball dad. Good evening, Ms. Wickwire. So no, and I was very clear on section 3, on page 3. The terms are 1 to 3 year terms. And remember in the last meeting, I told you, some of you indicated the length of the term that you preferred, and so I honored that. And then for those of you who said, I'll serve any time, I did a random generator to make sure that we had a dispersed, a range of years. If at any time, if you have a 1-year term and you choose to extend your term, that's a conversation among the members. If you have a 3-year term and at the end of 2 you say, I'm not going to be able to, then you resign your position. That's totally discussable. It's not something that you have to be stuck with. The only thing is the parent co-chair has to be elected annually. That's it. With students, 1 to 2 years, because our student co-chair is going to be graduating next year. She obviously cannot serve 2 years. So next year, if we have another student we could try to recruit a student to the SHAC. Oh, okay then. There you go. I love her. You guys have no idea. My son goes to school with her, so. And so yes, and if they're unable to fulfill, they just need to notify me, as Ms. Waddell did, because she's going to be leaving the district. So that's totally fine. The responsibilities, try to come to as many meetings as you can, contribute your expertise. We will be discussing community outreach and support, and then we will plan meetings with me. So basically, via email or possibly a Zoom meeting, I would call the 3 of you, and we would set the agenda, review minutes, things like that. Like, we don't have a budget, so we don't have to worry about things like that. That would be something else. Officers, we've just discussed that. Terms and duties, yes. Resignation, yes. Committees. Here's where the rubber's going to meet the road. These are the one is physical fitness subcommittee. There will probably be another one that may not be listed here. It'll be ad hoc. That would be for campus initiatives. Like if we want to, because that's where, and I'm looking at Ms. Wickwire, Laura Wickwire, she was here at the last meeting. We don't call it an anti-bullying committee because it's not just focused on that, but we have like this vision for the district to be safe and welcoming for all students. And so that work will become a subcommittee of the SHAC that will incorporate anti-bullying initiatives, as well as mental health initiatives, as well as, how to make friends and SEL components and how to build family engagement and things like that. That will be like our wellness committee as part of the SHAC. So all of those ad hoc, that's kind of what that will be. Physical fitness, every now and then we have to discuss like the number of minutes of recess students should have and literally things like that. Look in the policy section I gave you guys, that's where all that falls. When it comes up, there's also a district wellness plan that is, help me Amy, triannual? It's every 3 years. Every 3 years, our wellness plan for the district has to be renewed. And that has components from child nutrition, from athletics, from the SHAC, from the safety team. It's a larger component. We just did it last year, so you're safe for now. But I want you to be aware of it. And on the last page, page 4, Article 5, our meetings. We are mandated to have 4 meetings a year. As I expressed last time, we will have 6 scheduled meetings in case something has to get canceled. Or if it might just be a subcommittee meeting instead of a full meeting, but we must have 4 as a full SHAC. And then there are 2 extra in case, okay? Especially since the first 2 this year are really to reestablish the SHAC. The dates and agendas will be set by co-chairs. Our dates are already set simply because we had to do that in advance. Otherwise, we would not have space. So if there is a need in the future to change a date, that can be discussed. So you will have on your meeting minutes, there is a link, and I think I didn't send this to you. I did not get to send it to you physically yet, but when I do, you'll notice here at the bottom, there is a recording. So we have a YouTube page, if it wants to come up. There's a YouTube playlist as part of the, sorry, we're not having a commercial by H-E-B. So the meeting is posted. All of our meeting agendas, minutes, and recordings of have to be posted publicly. So I guess I should show that to you as well. If you go to, so this is our playlist, and so what will happen is there's a page under Judson ISD TV. That's our new logo. If you would just wave to the little window to Mr. Russ, he revamped the logo to be under, I'll say compliance. It's within our branding guide. The one that I made was like fast and in a hurry, but he was so wonderful to create a new one for us. And so that is our new logo. We're gonna make sure it is, the vector. We'll get the vector, we'll get it, it'll be scalable so it doesn't become fuzzy. And we will make sure that there's a saved folder for you guys to be able to access if you want to add it to your, like your signature and things like that, and your LinkedIn, so that you can, promote, protect. And so that'll be there, but this is we have a playlist that is just for the SHAC, and I can't remember how I found it last time. But if you, right here, there are already 4 videos, so what we did, I want the full playlist, sorry, hold on, give me 2 seconds. But this is we have right a playlist here.
You can listen to it.
That is just for the SHAC. This is the playlist. How I found it last time. So you'll be able, anyone would be able to go there and see any of the old ones. So he's put them all in the same place. So these will be listed, and this is also connected to the SHAC webpage, which has also been revamped for us by Ms. Kim Cathy, who is in the communications department. And let me see if I can get there real quick. So all of our information is in one place. So it's under the Health Services tab and then under SHAC. And so it has our local wellness policy, it has our meeting information. These will be hyperlinks so that anyone can go back and look at the agenda, or just like the board meetings, like she set us up just for the board, like just the same. And then all of our former meeting information, you could drop down and see all of that. And then, yeah, the recording, if you click the recording, it'll go back to our YouTube page. So we are up and running. Okay, so I'm very excited about that. So the last piece, as I was saying, in meetings, so again, the quorum, public participations, they are open to the public. We do have public comment when people are here. The quorum is at least half. So now that we have 15, that would be 8. So that's what I was saying. We would have met quorum, but I'm just loving that you are all here. Attendance, we all know that things happen and that sometimes you are in multiple, I'm looking at you, Dr. Nance, multiple committees for the district, Mr. Reuter, with children who play sports, volleyball, football, and students themselves, exams. parents, all that. If you cannot make it, that's fine. As long as we have 8 people, we can have the meeting. Otherwise, we would cancel and we can reschedule. If you cannot make it, I would just ask that you let me know. And what I'm going to be doing in the next mail out when I send the minutes and any other information, I will make sure to include my personal cell phone number so that you can contact me directly if you can't make it, so that we just know not to be expecting you. You normally, and apologies this evening for the door, normally we have a secretary here, but there were multiple meetings, so some people had to wait. And the only other piece, like the communications we talked about, reporting, there will be an annual written report, which we will talk about towards, like after spring break, of just like what we did this year, what our recommendations are gonna be, like what we wanna do next year. So I'm not trying to slow roll us, but I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. This is a true reestablishment, and we haven't had this type of SHAC in probably 3 years. So, because it was 22, 23. So this, you are the new iteration, and I'm very happy to be part of it, along with my Amy. That's what I call her, my Amy, because no one else can have her. And what else? Oh, and amendments. So 2/3 vote. That would be 10 of the 15 to make amendments. So what you are going to be doing tonight is kind of historic, because you are going to vote for these bylaws to be accepted for the newly reestablished SHAC. I'm going to give you a few minutes, yes,
Quick
to ask questions.
Sorry, on the question on the public participation, are the ad hoc committees, any of the subcommittees also public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we do not hold, we are, unlike the board, we do not have closed session. Like that is by law, they are permitted to do that. Ours should be public. This is a meeting of the public. So if you have any other, Ms. Canoia?
Certain things that the
Oh.
board discusses have to be done in closed session.
Right.
For confidentiality
Right,
reasons.
and we,
But this is not
yeah.
one of those.
We should not ever be talking about an individual, like, a lot of that is because it's the details are so specific, it would lack confidentiality. We don't have anything like that. And next to Mr.
Oh,
Reader.
question about the ad hoc committees. Can we include people outside of the 15 of us on the ad hoc?
Absolutely.
So if somebody's really interested in physical education.
Yes.
Doesn't want to be on the whole SHAC, they could come just participate.
Yes.
With that committee. So
Because that's,
be thinking in terms of, like, for that committee in particular, if you know folks that are really passionate about that, they can come and not have quite the commitment.
Right.
Be able to participate.
And that's, again, why I keep referring to Ms. Wickwire, because she is part of the impetus for some of our recent movement in thinking around how to bring more awareness to anti-bullying initiatives and things of that nature. And so though she is not a member of the SHAC, she will definitely participate in the conversations here. There was Jesse.
Hi, so for the subcommittees, are they going to be like separate meetings, or are they held within these?
They would be separate meetings, but they do not have to be in person. They do not require a quorum, obviously. And that's why I said, like, just when I'm meeting with the co-chairs, that can be a 30-minute Teams meeting, or you can, it depends on what it is. Now, I can definitely find space for you, but it would not be part of the regular agenda.
Yes.
Unless we agreed to say, okay, we want a separate line item or agenda item that is committee time, and we give 20 minutes for committees to go off and talk amongst themselves. We could do that. That's not a problem. Yes, Dr. Nance.
Thank you, Dr. Johnson. I do have a question. I guess it's in relation to the committee as a whole, but ad hoc and subcommittees as well when we talk about communications. I'm excited to form or be a part of committees and subcommittees. However, when it comes to communications, all of that should be done through the district.
Yes.
Because I know that some of us get super excited.
Yes.
And I don't do things on Facebook often, but there are those that do. So I would hate for there to be any miscommunication regarding this particular committee on social media if it has not been vetted and approved per the appropriate communication channel.
So you're wanting to add that to the
I just think that's something we
communications.
should consider, because I think we all know that social media is a great place to advertise good things, and it can be a bad place to also do harmful things. So if we are going to encourage, which I think we should for transparency, as we are in live streaming and such, but when we talk about committees and subcommittees and inviting people to be a part of things, that we can't go rogue and
So what if,
post things without them being vetted. I would imagine Ms. Canoyer, being a part of the school board, we would not want to speak on behalf
Of the
of Judson
district.
ISD SHAC committee without it being vetted first. Does that make sense?
Right, and to add to that, I think, Dr. Snow communications and the district principals, how we get notified via email, I think that would be a great way to promote any subcommittees that we're looking.
Something easy,
That,
right. I
that
don't want to make
doesn't
it.
get
No.
involved
Right.
with.
we can add it under Article 6, under communications, where it says the co-chairs or secretary along with the district liaison will coordinate with the Judson Communications Department for public updates. I can add to that.
For legal reasons, I would imagine, for anything that may have the
Right.
SHAC name listed. we just wanna
Absolutely.
Be sure.
Well, I can put the co-chairs, secretary, or committee chairs. That we all,
I
that
think
all of
that's
those communications come through me, through communications. Like, I wouldn't even be posting, it would be through them. So there's going to be an edit, an amendment.
I hope that didn't
Under-
throw a wrinkle in.
No, not at all.
Just
So
to
the
be
way, the
sure.
way to work that is the district posts it on Facebook and website.
And then you can
And
share
then
it.
you can share it.
There we
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
So
That's it.
members should only be sharing official,
Official information.
official, I can't think of the word I want.
Communications, maybe, for.
Official.
I need some
It's been a
wordsmithing.
long week.
I need some wordsmithing. Look at Article 6, under communications, the second bullet.
Only the district has the responsibility to post information about the SHAC committee, and SHAC committee members can share that official.
Like public updates via official
District channel.
district channels.
I like that.
I.e.
That's it.
principals.
official.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Ms.
Mrs.
Moore.
That'd be right. I just want to be sure.
But I will add,
it like
it will say the co-chair, secretary, and committee chairs.
And subcommittee, right? And subcommittee? That was what she
That would
was,
be a committee.
right?
Well, yeah, they're actually
It's
committees,
It's combined.
they're actually committees because we're a
We're not
council.
already gonna be
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. So y'all know it better than I.
Well, no, because a lot of people, I even find myself saying, oh, well, the chat committee, I'm like, that's redundant, it's a council.
There you go.
And it is a noun, so I do say the SHAC. So so it will read, the co-chairs, secretary, and I can put in parentheses, subcommittee chairs, along with the district, will communicate through the district liaison to coordinate with the Judson Communications Department for public updates via official district channels.
There you go.
That's it.
Perfect.
That's it. Thank you, Dr. Johnson.
Absolutely. Teamwork make the dream work. Okay, so,
Well, I will make a motion to approve the bylaws as edited.
I second.
that was moved by Curtis Reuter and seconded by Dr. Charlinda Nance to approve the SHAC bylaws as edited. Any discussion? Okay, will you please vote by a show of hands? The ayes have it. Thank you very, very, very much. So we have adopted our bylaws. Next item on the agenda, are there any items from the floor from our members? Any items to discuss with your council members? Announcements, suggestions, recognitions? Yes, ma'am.
I do have two announcements that I would like to share.
Okay.
If that's okay. Hello, I'm Kayla Sid. I am now your secretary. I would like to share, I guess, just to get some awareness of the program that I just started. I know I shared an email with y'all. Not sure if y'all got to see it. I hope you did. So I am trying to start a program that's going to allow Judson and Alamo to work together as a partnership. I'm going to meet with the head of the nursing, Dr. Salisbury, sometime this week or next week to discuss the nursing students and the pre-med students to volunteer at any of the district schools in the nursing departments. I noticed this because last year I volunteered at the nursing department. I needed to get medical hours for medical school, et cetera, et cetera. And I wanted to be also close to my kid because, you know, he goes to school. So I decided to try the nursing program, and you helped me get there, and I'm very appreciative of that. It was a great experience for me, but it also opened my eyes that the nurses at the school need more help. There was only 2 nurses for the entire school. It was hard for them to even get a lunch break, let alone to even, you know, have a sick day, you know? And not only do the kids go in there for aches and pains and boo-boos, but they also have to get their physicals in. It's a lot. They did hire another nurse, which is great, but they could use more help. And I know nursing students and pre-med students, we are hungry to help anywhere we can. So right now I'm working with the HR to add a button to the volunteering section of Judson ISD website, so it's a little bit easier, so you don't have to work around a lot of channels. You just click a button, have a background check, go ahead and select which school you want to volunteer at, and then you get a call in, you go in your scrubs, and there you go. You get your experience. That's about it.
Awesome.
So I would like to get that program up and running before January. That's really it. If anyone wants to help promote it, I do need to find volunteers who actually want it. I know I spoke to some nursing students at Alamo, and they are psyched for it. But if you know anyone, I'm going to try to make some flyers, try to get awareness, word out, and just get this program up and running. Okay?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So, like in this case,
Can
like
you-
with the bylaw that you just made, like, and she's talking, thank you, sorry. And you're talking about like making flyers and stuff, like,
Yes.
how does that work with the bylaw, like that you guys were just talking about? Like,
Well, that's not through the SHAC.
Not through the SHAC.
She's working with Human
so
Resources.
this is just an idea? I
Yes.
got you. Okay,
She's just announcing.
I don't know
Yes,
where to-
ma'am.
thank you.
And we appreciate you because Amy can tell you that getting coverage for clinics, like she bounces around to campuses all the time when people have to be out. I think Monday morning we woke up to 2 phone calls at like 5 o'clock where people are going to be out, and she's just one person. And so we have been working again in the last couple years. We've been working diligently to vet people who have medical experience. And so it would be great to have a resource to have people that, even if we have a sub, if we have someone who is actually learning or has that experience, then it would, I think, allow us to sleep a little bit better at night.
Agreed.
That's awesome. I read the email, and I salute you for that. Right after
Thank you.
COVID,
That
I
means a lot.
volunteered at Olympia when I wasn't at my practice 2 days a week, and I would watch Raquel Gordon go out and do COVID tests on families while I would try to hold down the fort in the clinic for the boo-boos and the asthma attacks and the diabetics and the babies that came in and still needed treatment. So I no longer have my practice, and I am employed at St. Philip's College. So if you do need a point of contact, I'm the program director for the Vision Care Technology Program. I cannot help you volunteer now being in education, but I can definitely get you to the right people.
But you can get your students.
Got it.
Thank you.
Check some eyeballs.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yes, Amy is, again, I cannot toot her horn enough that she is wonderful in finding volunteers. We use the Lions Club to do certain screenings, and
I have connections at UIW as
Oh,
well,
awesome.
so I can
Awesome.
give her that information.
Okay.
Right now,
We have Galen, and we have allied health nurses come out. We have students from UT Arlington that come out. So we love working with any kind of school nurses to get them clinical hours. And even Judson High School
I was
with
gonna
their
say.
students, that we try to incorporate our own in Judson into the elementaries and middle schools to get experience as well.
And I don't know if Jesse, if you have contacts at Wayland.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm actually, so I'm the professor of nursing for, I cover community and public health and capstone and med surg. So
Okay.
I got some students for you.
I told you we had the right people in the room. Any other announcements?
I do have a question
Yes.
/ announcement. Do we have any agenda items or topics about possibly doing like a community health fair or?
We can add it to,
going into
we can
like
make
our
it a
community?
new business for the next meeting.
Okay.
Yep. And we had talked about doing something like that prior to, like we do a huge one like around convocation time in the beginning with the health fair at our, what's it called? Not convocation, the other one, oh my gosh.
New employees.
No.
No, the back to school.
Back to school, what do we call it?
The block party.
Block party.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm like,
Got a
okay.
meeting every night this week.
Yes, I know, I'm like, okay, wait. So no, we have something like that at the block party. But in the spring, especially as we're moving into summer, to like prep people for summertime, I think that would be really great. Yes, ma'am.
I actually wrote one just in case. I have it planned out, and I was thinking we can actually plan it on National Health Day.
Which
hosted
is?
by who? It's going to be April 7th.
Look at that.
Yeah, I
was
actually
thinking
wrote it
April.
out. I wrote it out, so I was thinking we can do like a 1 or 2 day kind of thing. We can go ahead and have volunteers, like, healthcare individuals go into the classrooms and teach, just basic topics about the immune systems, what vaccinations are, immunizations, and how we can prevent disease and things like that. And then I was thinking for day 2, we can go ahead and go on like the history, the myths and facts of vaccines and things like that.
So are we talking more of like a mini
World Health
conference? Like, so not like a fair?
Oh, it goes to that. So
Oh,
and then
okay.
I was thinking after that, so the first 2 days I was thinking kids, they're not going to learn if it's just fun.
Right.
You need to sit down with them first. At least that's how I teach my kids. And let me tell you, they're geniuses right now. First, break it up in 2 days. I was thinking the first 2 days, go ahead and teach them in the classrooms. Science classrooms, health classrooms, things like that. It can range from middle school to high school. And then on this 3rd day, we're going to have like a health fair. And that's where you'll hold it in the gymnasium. There's going to be booths where healthcare individuals will be there with skeletons and some models of viruses. And if the students have any questions, they can ask these healthcare individuals. And then I also covered it right here, possible questions, of how we can cover the cost. It could be low budget because we have a lot of ties to healthcare individuals, so we can find volunteers and we can ask the PTAs from all over the districts, hey, can you help us make some nice little table booths, maybe each grade level can come up with one or something like that,
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We will add, since it's been added now, I will add it as unfinished business on the next agenda. And form a committee, and I'm thinking we can start talking about location, and because I held a parent summit last year, or no, was that this year? That was this year, last school year. Say again?
I said it flies, don't it?
I'm like, I don't know what day it is. But something similar to that, but we have to definitely talk about logistics as far as being in classrooms because interrupting instructional time. So we would have to be in conjunction with specific classes, volunteer basis by principals. We can do all of that, but we can start that conversation and start getting information out. I am responsible for what's called the Friday memo. Each week, it goes out to about 250 people all the directors and principals, assistant principals, coordinators, it goes out to all of them. It's basically the information that comes from every cabinet member and their departments. And then it goes out to those same people. So it has everything in it. So under health services, under SHAC, we could start the idea once we formulate a solid plan in January, like, or at least a soft plan in January, we can start putting the word out. And that would go out to all the leadership of the district to then start trickling down, okay? Any other announcement? Thank you, by the way.
Yeah.
For, thank you. I just keep telling you, the right people are in the room. So again, given where we are in the evening, again, I just want to say as recognition, thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this, what is going to be phenomenal council. I'm very excited for what this year is going to look like.
Wanting to take a vote on the curriculum for sex ed tonight, or was that going to be?
It will not need to be voted on.
Oh.
It's already been approved.
Okay, so, but we need to approve for the training or? make
No, it's not an
recommendations?
approval. What we will not need to approve anything else, or the SHAC won't. What will happen is we will send the budget item for discussion and
Okay.
approval to the board.
Cool.
Yes.
I thought we needed to take an action.
No, we don't have another action step. I have one as the coordinator to submit for payment. And that's it. But they're already aware of all that. We just have to put it on an agenda item. The first one was to get it approved to use that curriculum. Now we basically are putting in a PO. That's what it comes down to. But thank you. Nothing else? Well then, I would like to call this meeting to a close. It is 7:13. Our next meeting is January 15th. Oh, sorry, before we fully adjourn, we just wanted to ask, just a long time. That's why we want to get the second one in here. The only other thing I wanted to ask is 6 o'clock, like, would 15 minutes be better for people? Like, it's an odd time to start for some people, but would 6:15 be better for your schedules? Or we keep it at 6 and we hope for the best?
I think 6 is great. I feel
Okay.
bad for those of y'all. I apologize for my tardiness.
We don't,
Coming from other meetings, but no, I think
That is
6
not even a
makes for a
thing.
long day for those of you that start at 6 a.m.
well, I just want to make sure that, because I know I don't have to travel. That's why we have all the meetings in the boardroom.
Thank you.
So I don't have to go anywhere. So it's for you.
How do we find out when the subcommittee,
It'll be posted in the minutes.
okay.
All those, any meeting will be posted in the minutes. Like, it will have it as next actions. Okay? Yes, sir?
Question. So we have 2 subcommittees now.
Well, we have one subcommittee. Anything else would be ad hoc.
Okay, so those ad hoc subcommittees, they will have their, like you said, they will have their own time when those
Yeah.
individuals will meet unless we cut it out of
Yes.
this meeting. So that could be unlimited amounts of subcommittees depending on how interested and active people want to be.
But only upon approval of the SHAC.
Okay.
Like a first suggestion for the health fair, that's something we have to
Right,
talk
that would
about,
be,
meet on
that
the
would be a committee.
subcommittee.
Right, and so
Okay.
it would exist for 3 or 4 months to plan and execute that, and then once the event happened, then it would fold.
Okay.
Right, ad hoc or as needed, that's literally what it means, and for as long as needed. So the same, we would start in January. If we have it in April,
Part of it.
there'd probably be a closing meeting in May to debrief and like set a plan for the next year. But then that committee would basically be dissolved until the next year if we were to have it again. So ad hoc do not stay. Ad hoc are literally as needed and only for as long as they're needed. So right now, there's a physical fitness, that is a standard committee. This would become ad hoc, come and go. If we wanted something else for community engagement, that could be another, but it would not, you would agree to add another subcommittee.
But it wouldn't be ad hoc. We would have to vote.
No, they would be ad hoc.
They would be, so we will never have more than a health committee.
If the council decides that we need to have a standing committee, then yes, that can be voted on, absolutely. If we, like, we're going to be voting, so there will be a second one. It will be the Wellness Committee that we would have to agree as, well, I don't vote. The council would agree that we want that to become a standing committee.
Okay.
Now, if you say, no, temporarily, we're going to make it ad hoc for the rest of the school year, then it's all in the wording.
Okay.
So, but to become a standing committee, the council would have to vote for it to become a standing committee. Yes, ma'am.
So earlier when you asked us to read all of these legals that you put in our folder, and then I had some questions. So is that something that I bring up now, after a meeting, before a meeting? Like, when does that?
I did not put discussion of policies, but what I can do is I can, like, the board agenda, we can add a section for discussion and questions.
That would be great, because
Yeah.
I did write some little notes.
I can absolutely do that.
Okay.
I will do that for the next meeting. So, Dr. Johnson, next action, will add I'm saying this it'll pick it up for me, I'm telling you. I have my own little assistant. Dr. Johnson will add an agenda item for discussion and questions.
That way we have a chance.
Okay. Any other questions, discussion, announcements, recognitions?
So the meetings have been set.
The meetings are set. You should have it in here somewhere. There is.
3 or 4.
Yeah, okay. Oh, here we go.
I tried to think of everything that you needed in your binder.
Gotcha.
And but you should have one in your binder if I did not put it in there.
It's on number 3.
Oh, and she just pulled up the email that I sent to her and everybody else. I get on her because she's a friend.
And Curtis recommended me maybe typing my questions out and sending them to you?
Yes, and then I can share them with yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And I should be very clear about that. If you want something distributed to the entire council, send it to me. If you need help formatting it or anything like that, I will be happy to do that for you. That's literally my job. And then I will share it out with the council. And then I'm going to get all of the future meetings calendared. And then what I do is I update the calendar invite with agendas and all that. Rather than sending you 50 million emails, I will just continue updating the calendar invite with the meeting minutes for that one, the agenda for that one. If questions come up, I will insert it into the calendar invite. So they're all in one place for you. Okay? Anything else?
Sorry.
No. This is the place to do it. Yes, ma'am.
From now until January 15th, will we have any communication with the SHAC?
By email, yes, because we have a week off. Then we come back and we have 3 weeks. And then we're out for 2 weeks. And then we didn't want to have you come back like the week of the 5th of January. So we gave everybody a couple weeks and you come back on the 15th of January. But when we come back is when we will be getting into the health fair. That'll be the first one. We will also talk about, that meeting will basically be health fair and wellness committee. That's what the agenda items are primarily for that meeting, is to scope out what we want that to look like, how we're going to incorporate the wellness committee between district and campuses, because every campus has, some of them call it an anti-bullying committee, others are calling it something else, but the whole idea is to address and bring awareness to student behaviors. When I do like a symposium, I call it, with students to make them feel important. When I do it with elementary students, we talk about being an upstander rather than a bystander when it comes to bullying and harassment. But it's also to make sure they understand the definition of the words bullying and harassment. And we talk about being kind and unkind, because some people are just rude. They're not bullying you, they're just being rude, and they're just rude people, or they're just mean people. But there are technical definitions about bullying and harassment and the whole power imbalance and repeated behaviors and intention to harm, things like that. A second grader doesn't understand that. So I talk to them about being kind. Like if you're walking towards a door and someone is walking through that door and they continue walking and don't hold it for you, was it on purpose? Like I asked them, was it on purpose? Well, no, they didn't know. Okay, so were they bullying you? Well, no, they didn't know. Okay, so another person, or the same person, walks through that same door, sees you behind them, and purposely does not hold that door. Now, was that unkind? Yes. Was it rude? Yes. Were they bullying you? Well, no, but it was mean. Okay. Like, it gives them something solid, right? Now, if that person walks through the door, looks and sees you behind them, and then holds the door so you can't get in, the first time, that's not necessarily bullying. But if they keep doing that every day, only to you, yes, that's like, you know? And then we talk about, so other than elementary school students, when we talk to parents, there are protocols and processes that we have to do when it comes to, if I say I believe my son is being bullied. That triggers a series of actions, and those actions must be followed. And that's what the bullying committees are, and I hate when it says that way, the anti-bullying committees, or as I prefer, wellness, because I'm thinking about welcoming and inclusive environments where people feel safe. That's my vision of what a campus should look like. You know, I don't know if I told you, I'm doing my principalship right now. So when I think about what I want like last Monday, we talked about school culture. Well, I've given national presentations on school culture versus climate. School culture is how we feel at school. That's the culture of the school. That's how you feel. And if a student says they are not feeling welcome, then we have to validate that. There's a reason they're saying that. Now, school climate are all the policies and practices that we're supposed to do to make students feel welcome. So there's also a separation there. One are our rules, our student code of conduct, things like that. That's school climate. That's what we say we're going to do, why we have those policies. But school culture is, regardless of what those student handbooks say, this is what's actually happening. Yeah. That's culture. And so the wellness committee is going to incorporate how are students feeling safe, how are students feeling welcome, how are students being included, how do we get student voice, how do we do family engagement. That's what that full wellness committee should be, because, well, I'm gonna let you go. But that's what that is. That's what that is. And that's the work that we all need to be doing every day. How do we connect individual students to an adult who makes them feel safe?
And address like cyberbullying.
All of those things.
At certain.
And the thing is, we have, so again, we have the climate in place. We have all the rules and regulations. But if a student is slipping through and getting to web pages or getting to messaging that should not happen, we have to, and we do. Our technology team, I always give shout outs to Matt Fields. He is ridiculously amazing at what he does. You know, he is always looking for ways to improve, not letting kids slip through the cracks or letting events slip through the cracks. And so that's what that wellness committee will be doing. And so now, here we go, Ms. Morris. So there may be subcommittees of that committee.
I think it's important.
So there will be the wellness committee, just a suggestion, and then from that, there may be a subcommittee on specifically anti-bullying, or student mental health, or student physical health.
Or follow
cardiology.
Or follow through if there was an actual physical I won't give names, but I mean, two of my children graduated when there was a murder over at Judson.
Wow.
So, you know,
Yeah.
the little girl broke up with the boy before prom and he murdered her.
Yeah.
And,
So we definitely,
you know,
the
those
whole
types
idea
of
is
things that
prevention.
10 years, 20 later, still
Prevention
talk
and
about and.
I always talk about things as what are preventative measures and what are interventions. But there are a lot of things that we can be doing preventatively to keep things from happening. Or I try to be more proactive in it, like, what can we do to make our district better, period.
And if there was violence on campus and then they go to the little place over off Broadway or whatever, and then what's the follow-up? Is there ever any punishment, or does it keep allowing? There's lots of things that we can touch on.
So some of that, though, we'd be moving into a whole different segment.
Yeah.
But we know, like, for awareness, though, Miss Monica Garcia, who was here last time along with Miss Palmer, and even having like Chief Ramon, so that we can make people aware of what actually happens. But a lot of that is covered in the parent table talks when we talk about different things. So I just don't want to move, I don't want to step on toes. But we can definitely direct people to the right place, okay? And so I'm going to re-adjourn the adjournment. So we will officially adjourn at 7:26. Thank you all so much. See you in January.
Thank you.